in the Premier. We've done pretty well with the side we've got. Playing against all these pros, I reckon we'll do all right against these.
Has your side changed much during the season?
No, we've had a squad of 10. We've had the 2 professionals. Unfortunately, they're not available. Dougie's gone overseas, and Paul's now netting, so he's not available. But apart from that, pretty well.
So Dougie Brown and Paul Smith are 2 vital men to miss, aren't they?
That's right. Yeah. Squad of 10. Now it's 9. We brought in 1 more to make it a little bit stronger, just in case. But they've been doing well. Brilliant.
Now you've got a score to settle with these guys.
Yes. Yeah. I reckon we should have beaten them last time. One little mistake going into the last over, but 71-80, we were pretty close.
Now it's all or nothing for both of you. Now you need to get into the playoffs and they need the championship.
Yeah, apparently a little rumour says we need 2 and they need 5, so I mean that's there. All the points are there, so we ain't going to worry about that. We just want to go out there and beat them.
Your lad's confident then?
Definitely, we always are.
And the very best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Asif in the stumps, skipper. What a game it was at Wellingborough last week.
Wonderful game, a great advert to the game itself, and there were 1-2 ahead with 1 ball left. Andy Moulds came on and got the wicket for us, and we won. Great stuff.
That's what indoor cricket's all about, but this is really back to the basics because you're almost there but not quite.
Yeah, I think Beckenham played yesterday, they beat Lancing, so we've got to win tonight. Not taking anything for granted, we beat them previously, but it was a very close game and they're a tough side. So we're just going to get in there, get stuck in and hopefully win.
What sort of team are you putting out here for this last game?
Well, unfortunately we've had an injury problem. Andy Moulds yesterday got hurt playing football, so we've brought in Damien D'Oliveira, who hasn't played for a while, but he's a good player. And we've brought back the keeper Keith Piper in place of Gladstone Small. So it's a couple of changing from last week's sides. We're hoping that they're experienced enough and they'll carry us through.
So how tantalisingly close is this championship for you this evening?
Well, a lot of people said to me, you've just got to win. But just to win, you know, we've got to perform out there. It's not going to be easy. So we're going to get out there, get stuck in, hopefully win the game, and then we can relax, have a party afterwards.
And the best of luck to you.
Thanks, Nick.
Out comes the team, Sanjay Babari, the skipper for Coventry. The 4 boys, Grant Thorpe and Spencer. The vintage player for Coventry, Stuart Kelly, you won't mind me saying that. Aaron Sana, very important player in this Coventry side. Here's Jim Fitzsimons in the blue cap. Darren Reck, the opening batsman for Coventry, and the back netman Dave Williams. So that is the Coventry teams as Dave Leach, our compere, now introduces you to the home team. Here's the skipper, the Warwickshire batsman bowler Asif Din. An all-star lineup, the indoor cricket team dream team, because here comes Mike Gassing, the Middlesex and former England skipper. They don't come bigger than that. Former England paceman from Worcestershire, Neil Radford, in the natty headgear. Yorkshire off-spinner, Richard Stemp. Back to the Worcestershire first team lineup, and it's David Leatherdale. And playing tonight for the first time for the cameras, the son of Basil D'Oliveira, Damien D'Oliveira from Worcestershire. Keith Piper, the Worcestershire keeper. And last but by no means least in this professional lineup, Warwickshire batsman Dominic Osler. Pat Edwards, the umpire, strolls down the centre of the arena to bring together the 2 skippers for the all-important toss. So Sanjay and Asif Din now with this toss of the coin. So Stumps, having won the toss, will take their traditional start to a game and will bat. So while we get ready for the teams to take the field, Coventry are batting. Their first batting pair are the skippers Sanjay Babari and Darren Reck. Just to tell you very quickly 1 or 2 things about indoor cricket if you missed our game a fortnight ago. Each team has 8 players. Everybody in the team bats and bowls. Each pair of batsmen receive 4 overs and can be out as many times as the opposition are successful. Each wicket reduces the score by 5 runs, so a -5 situation for every wicket. Each member of the fielding side will bowl 2 overs. The ball is always live unless the timeout is called or the umpire calls over. But it's much easier to pick up the game as we go along. The scoring zone on the court, you see that centre white line. In front of that is a 1-run scoring situation, beyond it too. The audience here getting ready for a crucial game here. It's 2 points that Coventry need to get into the playoffs next week at the end of the season. And the stump side need approximately 5 to make sure of the title. They can do it with bonus points. I'll very quickly explain that to you because it's quite important tonight. Each side gets a bonus point for 25 runs scored or for each set of 5 wickets taken. So every time it's a net 5 situation, bowling wise, 5 wickets and 1 bonus point. Bowling, 25 runs, batting. So if you bear that in mind, that will help you enormously when we come to the final deliberations as to whether Stumps has managed to pinch the title, even if they succeed in losing the match. That's the fascinating scene which faces us here tonight. So the Coventry boys warming up as we await the opening batting pair. I think I did say that we'd be seeing the batting pair from Coventry while they're fielding. So we can expect to see Dominic Osler and Damien D'Oliveira opening the batting for Stumps. A fast, frantic game, highly skilled. The parent game of outdoor cricket has been suitably changed to fit this court. And as we progress through the game, then I'll point out some of the finer points of it. So the opening huddle for the Coventry players. The skipper Sanjay Fabari firing his men up, getting them ready for this game. Early wickets, a psychological boost. There's nothing more demoralising for the side fielding first than to see the opening batting pair successfully negotiating their first 4 overs. The atmosphere music, which is part of the indoor cricket scene. This constant beat for the crowd's entertainment. You'll notice 1 or 2 slightly more provocative bits of music as the away side are batting a bit later on. Professional wind-up, you might call it, but it's all part of the game. So we're ready for the first ball from Stu Kenny. 8 ball overs. You'll notice when we have a close-up of Dominic Osler, there's a fairly narrow area. As you can see, those 2 inner white lines there. That's the safety zone for the bowlers, a very, very small target area indeed for indoor cricket. So accuracy is very, very important. So the first ball, elegantly stroked by Dominic Osler into the 2 zone, +1 for the run. Now that's how you score in indoor cricket. You hit the nets for one type of scoring and you can run the other. You see there is a white line halfway down the court, which is the distance that the batsman has to run to. That's all, half the length of the court. But even then, it's a heck of a struggle sometimes, believe me. So 3 runs on the board already. And Pat Edwards happy with that one. Looks a little bit wide-ish to me. So Damien D'Oliveira back in the side. Andy Moles with an injury problem. You may remember Andy played in the last game. Or did he? I think he might have been away at the time. So strokes into the nets for 1 run +1. So the score now 5. This constantly live ball creates all sorts of problems. It's possible to pinch runs. And now this is problems. It's a 1-run situation, a very smart piece of fielding there from Spencer Thorpe, the Thorpe brothers, Grant and Spencer. Grant 18, Spencer 21 years of age. Snap decision there taken by Spencer as he try and throw down the incoming batsman or go for the batsman heading for the bowler's end. 50-50 decision there. safe running. 8 on the board. There you see the perfect indoor shots, the chop into the floor, high up into the netting, and a simple 2 from Dominic Osler. The chop into the floor, beautifully negotiated by Damien D'Oliveira. It's interesting to see how the outdoor players have adapted to the indoor game. It's very much a change of shot a lot of the time, the sort of shot they'd never attempt outdoors, like that. And the first wicket goes down, the stumping from Grant Thorpe. Damien D'Oliveira couldn't make his ground. The ball slipped under the bat of Dominic Osler there. Damien D'Oliveira not in his ground, a -5 situation. And that brings stump score down at the end of the first over to 6, just when it looked so good for them. So the batsmen change. At the commencement of the second over, they change ends. It's Dominic Osler to face. Darren Reck is now the bowler for Coventry. And another wicket. This is what Coventry wanted. Again, a sloppy shot from Dominic Osler. It just skidded off his bat, fielded in the corner, and off come the bells from Grant Thorpe. And it's back to 1. So already you've learned 1 or 2 of the fascinating aspects of the indoor game, how quickly the score can change, and how important this smart fielding is. These netmen extremely quick. Very, very fast piece of work there. 1 run, and nearly a disaster for stumps when it could have been 3 on the trot, a -15 situation, but a humble 2 on the board at the moment. Darren Reck now bowling, 26 years of age, right arm medium fast. He also opens the batting for Coventry. Oh, now that could have been trouble as well. That ball was hit far too hard down the centre line. Stu Kenny on it, but just took his eye off the ball. It popped out of his hand. And a simple single then for Dominic Osler after all. Dominic's not, after that great opening shot, not really finding his form at the moment. Damien D'Oliveira, the chop shot into the corner. Looking very, very composed here. It's important that the opening batting pair get the home side off to a good start. Again, far too straight, far too hard, and out. Dominic Osler is having a nightmare. The second over from a plus score of 10, they now stand staring -1 in the face. It's all too easy for Coventry at the moment until Dominic can adjust his batting line and aim for the net. The temptation is for Dominic, who's a classic off driver and very precise batsman outdoors.